Welcome to Freddy's. Have you met them yet?
Met who?
Foxy, Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy.
Five Nights at Freddy's is the story of a security guard working in a family pizza joint where the animated characters come to life at night and go searching for humans to kill. Sounds a little silly, but that's the point, or at least it should have been. Five Nights at Freddy's has some fun moments, but not nearly enough to make this into a true Halloween treat.
I can't be dead because I've never felt more alive.
I've never heard these experiences before. Hogwash.
After Death sounds like a horror film, but it's actually a documentary about people who have had near-death experiences. It's a fascinating subject, although not the most polished documentary ever produced.
The president of a country in the middle of a coup. This is the scoop of a lifetime.
You gotta be alive to have the scoop for a lifetime.
Freelance stars John Cena as a bodyguard tasked with keeping a journalist alive in a foreign country in the middle of a coup. This is a simple genre action piece. It's mediocre at best, but John Cena has enough big screen charisma to make Freelance into a mindless but pretty fun adventure.
Cast the first stone, if you will. But this is my story.
And finally, Netflix has Pain Hustlers, where Emily Blunt plays a sales rep for a pharmaceutical company. This is the latest in a long line of movies and miniseries that make drug companies into the bad guys. And unfortunately, it's also pretty mediocre. Nice cast, but simplistic writing and execution.
Is that even legal?
67 and a 65.
And that's what's new this weekend at the movies. I'm Sean McBride, the movie guy.
Go ahead, show it off. So people.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
There you go. I knew it was coming. You don't wear a shirt like that for people not to see. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Oh yeah, I'm not hiding it.
That is a talking point all in itself. But we're going to leave the shirt alone for the moment and talk about what's new in entertainment with Sean McBride, the movie guy.
Yeah, and I wore it because this is traditionally the week that we get a lot of Halloween
It
movies.
is.
And we do have one. They were supposed to get two, and I was saddened that we only got the one. But the big one out this week is a film called Five Nights at Freddy's. And this is based on a game, and basically it's the idea that you have this security guard working at a pizza joint that kind of looks a lot like Chuck E. Cheese, but it's not Chuck E. Cheese.
No, but wasn't there another one besides Chuck E. Cheese that was even more like this?
There have been
that had
several
the
of these.
bear and everything on stage?
I think a lot of people have been creeped out by Chuck E. Cheese over the years, and so the idea is that late at night the animatronic characters come to life and they go on a murderous killing spree, and that's what it should have been. And that looks like fun. The marketing all seems like, oh, look at these creatures. They're kind of designed for kids, but they're scary, but they're also cute and cuddly. And they have a couple of moments like that. There's 3 of those, but that's not nearly enough. And so the rest of this film is about this guy, Josh Hutcherson's character. And when he was young, his brother got abducted, and now he's trying to raise his sister, and he's trying to figure out what happened, who got his brother.
So it becomes a whodunit?
Yeah, well, it becomes it's almost a Stephen King thing where he's in his dream and he's talking to, what are they? Are they ghosts? Are they figments of his imagination?
Oh, okay.
What they are is things we don't care about. We want to see, Freddy the bear and Chica the chicken and the bunny and the fox, and we want to see those things. Look, it has its moments.
Okay.
It certainly has those moments. And when the creatures are chasing people, kind of that cat and mouse game, that can be a lot of fun, but not nearly enough.
Okay, so I haven't seen this movie. I haven't even watched the trailer, but I can tell you straight away, it can't be too scary because it's rated PG-13.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, no, this is a film that is designed for like high school kids, maybe college kids. It's one of those films that's supposed to be scary, silly fun, where you jump and you scream and then you giggle to your friend that you're embarrassed that you screamed at it. Fortunately, I just don't think there was enough of that.
Isn't this the one by the same people that did the one about the mannequin or whatever that was out last year? Or maybe I'm thinking.
Well, it's Blumhouse, so it's a guy that knows how to make movies. But
can't think of the name of the one that I'm talking
yeah.
about. That he brings the mannequin home or the doll and it's life size.
Oh, Megan, you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's producers of that. So, but it's like I say, it's Blumhouse, who is a really good production company that knows how to remake horror movies. Usually, I mean, they were behind a couple of bombs lately.
I think we can admit that the idea is scary.
Well, like I say, scary but silly scary. It's kind of a fun night. For last second Halloween thing. I still think it's okay. It's just not what we hoped it would be.
All right. So what else do we have to choose from?
So the other one that's in theaters here, there's 2 more, but this is the one that was funny because when I saw the poster, it's an arm reaching out and it's called After Death, and I go, oh, cool. They're releasing a zombie movie for Halloween. No, it's not a zombie movie. movie. It's a documentary about people who have had near-death experiences, you know.
Okay.
And it's by Angel Studios. They're the group that did The Sound of Freedom this past summer. So that's a faith-based company here. And it's basically, it's about people talking about, okay, I died and I saw the light, and then, you know, God told me I had to come back, and I had work to do here. So it's a documentary. I got to tell you, so you're talking to a pilot who crashed, you're talking to a guy in Huntsville who got into a head-on collision, a woman who drowned in Chile. I mean, it's kind of interesting. And then you're talking to professors and authors.
Right.
It's just talking heads, though, because nobody can take their phone with them into the afterlife and record it.
But apparently they recreated it.
So they do recreations. That doesn't always work the best, but they do some really impressive visual design. A lot of creative shots here. I actually thought this was fascinating stuff. I don't think it's the most polished documentary ever, but I do think there's plenty here, particularly if you find this topic interesting, and I do. Like I said, not the greatest.
So this is in theaters?
It's in theaters. It's in movie
Because this to me
theaters.
looks like something that might be streaming.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, on Amazon or something. But I can't imagine going to the theater to see it.
I imagine, because there are a lot of people that really go out of their way to support faith-based films and faith-based companies.
I'm sure, yeah.
So when because they didn't screen it for critics, I had to go last night and just buy a ticket. And there were people in my theater, and so I thought,
I can imagine that. Yeah.
So unfortunately, just not enough zombies. I wanted more zombies in my movie.
Okay, so we got one more, or is that it for
one
us?
more in theaters this week, and we also have Pain Hustlers. Well, excuse me. Let's do Freelance in theaters. John Cena. He's a soldier of fortune. He's an army ranger. He's got injured trying to take down this dictator. Years pass. He's still got a bad back, but he's hired to bring a journalist into the same country and protect her with this. She's having an interview with the Presidente, and he shows up, and a coup breaks out. So now he's got to protect the journalist. But even the president of the country starts tagging along. So he's got to protect the guy that at one point he was going in to kill. So it's a kind of a comedy, and it's John Cena in it's a standard action film. It's not a great movie, but John Cena, I think, is charismatic enough that this one works. And Juan Pablo Raba, who plays El Presidente Maduro, is also very charismatic. And so there's two guys here that I think are a lot of fun to watch. Like I say, this is not a great movie. The action is kind of mediocre, but those two characters, and it's also Alison Brie. She's fine, but she's not. She doesn't have the same opportunities as the male actors doing this one. But the two male actors are a lot of fun to watch.
Do you ever have the problem, though, that when you see people, no matter what they're in, and it doesn't matter, it could be Tom Cruise, it could be. But John Cena, to me, is one of those actors I can't get past.
Really?
Because, I just see him in the last role, or that, one
Peacemaker
role or whatever.
something. Yeah.
And I can't get past that character to see him in another character, which is kind of sad.
Well, that's one of the curses of being a movie star, that you are yourself the whole way through there. But like I say, I think he is charismatic enough. I love that he's kind of like poking fun at his, he's a chiseled mountain of a man, but he's an everyday guy. He's like, oh, shucks, I can't believe I'm doing this. It's kind of sweet. It's appealing. I like that. And then look, hey, the final one over on Netflix is called Pain Hustlers. And this is another one of those stories where it's about pharmaceutical companies, and they're the new big bads. We've had, like, the Fall of the House of Usher miniseries, lots of these things. It's Emily Blunt. She plays a woman who's, she's at her last, she's trying to raise her daughter, and she's a single mother, and she needs the money. And she gets involved in this, and then she becomes a very successful pharmaceutical rep. But it's kind of a Ponzi scheme at times, So it's about how far they're willing to go to get doctors to prescribe, which is ultimately fentanyl.
Well, how would you characterize? I mean, what kind of movie is this?
This is a
drama.
It's a drama. It's a hard-edged drama. So profanity and people behaving very badly. Great cast. Really a solid cast, but the story is just kind of, we've seen it before. I'm not sure it brings anything new to the table here. It's fine. Once again, all the films this week are kind of fine, maybe one step above or one step below mediocrity. But, like I said, Freelance, I enjoyed. I'm not gonna say it's a good movie, but I enjoyed it. Same with After Death. Freddy's probably one step below. This one step below.
Okay.
It's kind of a weird week as we get into November. Better stuff starts coming in November.
I thought we had some highbrow stuff coming. Then I found out it's December.
I wouldn't wear this shirt if
Maestro, is that what the title
Maestro,
is?
Bradley
Bernstein?
Cooper here.
Yeah.
That's going to open, but remember, it's opening in New York and LA and then it will platform out in December into our area.
Okay.
So.
Well, to me, that's one to look forward to.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, so that's it for this week. That does it. If you're going to find something, you can always trust Sean McBride, the movie guy, right here on The Morning Show.